Hey folks, and welcome back to What the Tech, your home for news and reviews. And today we'll be taking a look at the things you need to know when buying a 4K TV. 4K TVs are everywhere these days, some super cheap, some exorbitantly expensive. Not to mention how easy it is to get lost in the ever-increasing acronyms and techno jargon. UHD, SUHD, HDCP, QHD, and so on. So let's get to the bottom of exactly what you need to look for in a gaming 4K TV. Note, we aren't here to tell you exactly what you should buy or recommend the very best, most expensive TV. This is just to give you the information you need without the techno babble to make an informed decision at your local TV retailer. Let's start off with the obvious, 4K. 4K refers to how many pixels fit on your TV screen, or its resolution. 4K is an abbreviated way of saying your TV's panel will show you a picture at 3840 pixels by 2160 lines. Now for reference, what many people have used for years now is a 1080p screen, or 1920 pixels by 1080 lines. So as you can see, the new 4K TVs give you a lot more pixels and lines, which equates to a much sharper and crisper image on your TV. Now don't get too concerned with fancy acronyms, look for either the 4K or UHD, which is ultra high definition. This will guarantee the resolution you want for a 4K TV. Next, we need to make sure the TV will be compatible with the latest ultra high definition media players. Things like the PlayStation 4 Pro or 4K Blu-ray player will require two specific types of connections on your TV to either work at all or give you the full range of benefits a 4K content can give. The first connection is easily identified as a HDMI 2.0A port. This port looks exactly like any other HDMI port, however it's capable of sending a lot more data from the UHD device to the picture on your TV. Now sometimes older HDMI ports, and we're talking 1.4 or 2.0 here, will work, but to be safe, make sure you check exactly what rating your HDMI port is, and if it's 2.0A, it's good to go. The second is something called HDCP 2.2. We won't get too technical here, suffice to say that this is the latest digital copyright protection. This is often a difficult specification to identify as it's rarely part of the generic technical specification listings, so check the TV's online technical specs or ask the sales rep to find out. Don't take no for an answer and make sure that they do their homework. Okay, so now we have a 4K TV that's going to work perfectly on any UHD media player. But why have I made you jump through all of these hoops? Well, having these connections will enable you to run any 4K content perfectly on your screen with a fancy new piece of technology called HDR. I say new, but it has been around for quite some time, but we're only just now starting to see the fruits of this tech as more videos and games are taking advantage of it. HDR is high dynamic range. If you're a photographer, this won't be a new term to you. But for those that haven't heard this before, it basically means that the image reproduction and display give a much more lifelike reflection of real world colours. The blacks are blacker, the whites are whiter, and the colours are far more vibrant and realistic. At the end of the day, you really want to see something in HDR. It's absolutely breathtaking. The other question that's asked a lot is what kind of panel to get, a TN, OLED, LED? This is a hugely varied and very individual preference. I'd recommend going into a retail shop and walking through the TV section. Don't look too hard at any of the brands, prices or specs, just have a look at the picture reproduction on the screen. As you walk through, rate each screen from 1 to 10. Once you've done a round, see which TV is rated the highest, and that's probably the best bet for something that suits you. A little low tech, but trust me, it's surprising how well this technique works. Now with all this in mind, I strongly recommend writing yourself a list of features you know you'd need and want. Have a look around online for reputable branded TVs and get an idea of the features that they provide that cross over with your own list. Now while we're on the subject of making lists, it's not a bad idea to include the following on yours. While most TVs these days will have you covered, it's a good idea to check for these. Get as many USB ports as you can. These can be used for a wide variety of options further down the track if you need them, and even if you don't, it's nice to have them there just in case. Make sure the TV has decent Wi-Fi and smart capabilities. Generally, Android seem to be ideal, at least for my needs, but make sure you take a look at what options and operating systems your TV is running and ask for a demo in store to make sure you like it and understand exactly how it works. And lastly, avoid infrared USB receivers for remote control functionality if you can help it. Sometimes this will be unavoidable, but not only does the USB dongle take up precious USB real estate, the infrared is susceptible to interference from other signals around your house, which isn't ideal. Hopefully now you're armed with the knowledge and tools to make a good decision on your new 4K TV purchase. The main thing to remember is don't get overwhelmed by salesmen talking techno-babble at you. Stick to your list and do some online research before venturing into your local retailer. Now, this is by no means a definitive guide to 4K TVs and doesn't go into a lot of technical detail, but hopefully it gives you some idea on what to look for to make up your own mind on the best TV for you. Thanks for watching today, folks. If you like what you've seen and you want to see more, hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.
I love the OLED, and it's one of the things I look forward to when I come home is actually being able to sit on my couch in front of my OLED TV.